Welcome to the debut of the Kia Syros. This is Kia's second offering in the subcompact space after the Sonet, but it's positioned very differently. It gets a very distinct new design, new interiors with more focus on the back seat, and both petrol and diesel engine options. Let me take you for a quick walk around. Now, visually, I think the Syros has some resemblance with the flagship EV9 SUV with these vertically stacked headlamps. There are 3 projector units and a drop-down LED DRL element, and it also sort of extends out of the side body cladding. You also get this sealed-off look for the upper portion of the nose, while the lower portion gets a lot of black cladding, and there's a nice silver garnish down below. Now, from this angle, the design is a nod to a very popular SUV from back in the day, with this body-colored finish for the B-pillar that sort of curves here at both sides at the bottom. It looks pretty unique. Let me know in the comments if you know which SUV I'm referring to. You also notice this kink here in the window line. There's a decently sized quarter glass area, lots of black cladding of the wheel arches, 17-inch wheels, largest in the segment, and flush-fitting door handles. Now here at the rear, you get this L-shaped LED DRL elements that sort of wraps around the rear windscreen, but the main tail lamps are positioned down below here. You also get a dual-tone silver and black finish for the rear bumper. Let's take a look at the boot. There's decent amount of space here. It's pretty tall, but not very deep, but you can open up more space. And under the boot floor, you also get a full-size spare wheel. Now inside the Syros, it's a very different affair from the Sonet. The highlight is of course this dual screen setup that serves infotainment and instrumentation duties. Edge to edge, it measures 30 inches in size. I really like the fact there are quite a few physical buttons here for your shortcut, your maps. There's a volume rocker button, and also you get physical HVAC controls. It also gets seat ventilation, and the front seats are powered as well. In terms of storage, quite a deep cubby space here. The door pads have space for 2 bottle holders, and there's decent amount of room here under the center armrest as well. The center console has a very neat layout. There's a wireless charging pad here, and you get your USB-C ports out here as well. What's also new and seems inspired by the EV9 is this new 2-spoke steering wheel. Overall, the interior feels pretty premium. Material quality is really good. There's some nice texture here on the dashboard with a little bit recess where you can keep your phone. It is pretty quirky design. It feels fresh. Now, in terms of features, you have a panoramic sunroof. You get level 2 ADAS suite. I told you about the power driver's seat and front ventilated seats. There's a wireless charging pad. Here's the full features list on your screen now. I'm seated at the back of the Syros, and this is really the USP of the car. Not only do you get a sliding function for the rear seats, which are first in the segment feature, you also get a recline function, and it reclines quite a bit, so you can get really comfortable. It is really meant to pamper the backseat passenger. You get rear seat ventilation, which is yet another first in segment feature. You have manual sun blinds here, rear AC vents, and 2 Type-C charging ports. This of course is a little bit accessorized, so this screen is an optional extra. Overall, it's quite spacious. The wheelbase has increased over the Sonet. It's also taller, so the space has improved over the Sonet. Under the hood, you get 2 engine options. There's a 1-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine with which you get a manual gearbox or a 7-speed DCT, and there's also a 1.5-liter diesel with which you also get a manual and a 6-speed torque converter auto. There's also an electric version that's likely next year. Now, Kia will announce prices for the Syros in February, but where does this really slot in between the Sonet and the Seltos? There's obviously going to be some price overlap. Well, it's got the space and features from the Seltos. It's more comfortable at the rear, and it's packaged in the compact dimensions of a Sonet, which I think will be more friendly in the city. But what do you think of the Syros? Do you like the new design? Are you impressed with the features it has to offer? And what do you think it should be priced at? Let us know in the comments below.